Hi, my name is Balázs Priyavara. I worked formerly as a bartender, salesman, and a lot of everything else.
Hi, my name is Attila Köröm and I came back from UK. I was working there in the last 2 years, like a receptionist in Bath. So that's it.
Hello, my name is Attila Kézér. I was electric engineer before and I came back from England.
Hello, my name is Tibor Kocsis. I am a former portfolio manager and I worked for insurance company and pension fund for a decade in investment back office. Hello and welcome, and this is the Amazon I team, and we were responsible for the Green Fox Academy's brand new student management systems front-end part. This was an Angular-based project. We worked with Clarity for the UI, and we documented the project on Jira. The first week we got familiar with Angular as a new framework for us, and then we worked for a lot of parts in this app, from the SSO login part where we mocked SSO backend and stored the GOT token in a local storage and used it for different purposes, like user interface, where we created a layout with a lot of fields and made it possible to change all these details. A major part was to set properly the routing and the connection between different components, and also made it possible to properly filter different tables and add, delete, edit records in the components. Though the project has two other teams for the backends, we were mostly with our fake and mocked backend and database, and we were working it on Glitch. And the final part I would like to highlight was the testing, and we worked in Karma and Jasmine, and we also provided the documentation. And for a few words from my favorite task from this last week, was a absolutely tiny project, the part of the event template editor, where the task was to mark the actual week of the course and also mark all the weeks with those circles. And I chose a Clarity icon for that. And the problem was that Angular makes it possible to repeat an item with an ng4 directive, but with the discussion with the tech lead, we realized that maybe it's pointless to create an array only for this purpose. So the concept was to create a custom directive and not work with an array but an integer. And this is what happened here. This is the made custom directive in the template file. And this is the actual directive made from the Angular CLI. And the core part is the importing two different classes, built-in classes of Angular. And in the body of the directive, there is only a for loop with the instances of these classes and built-in method, the create embedded view. And this made it possible to create in the right top side of the corner these 16 small circles representing the weeks.
I'd like to talk about user authentication. It can be very easy in Angular. In this project, we use JSON Web Token for the authentication. This token will be stored in the local storage of the web browser after the login process. The main route is the login screen. This component checks for a valid token in the local storage, and if it's valid, it redirects to the dashboard. We can use the built-in Angular interface, the CanActivate interface, to protect the private endpoints and the private routes. And for each route navigation, it checks the validity of the token. And depending on this, it allows the child routes. So this is the authentication process.
The last task from this project was the testing, because I was writing the data service as well. So I was getting familiar, like maybe the member of the teams. At the first, I had to import everything for the testing, what I want to use later, because the testing is going in the testbed configuration testing module, so that's gonna set up the environment for the testing. The testing gonna making the test on the Ajax requires, I had to set up just everything like a mock backend instead of the glitch. So I was doing the mock responses as well in the project for testing. You can see this here, and I had to import as well. So after when I set up the environment, I just had to write some testing on the Ajax calls. So that's it, not a big deal, but that was very interesting for me.
For me, one of the most exciting thing this project was the parent-child communication between the components, and maybe the best example for this, the general confirm dialogue, what is responsible for the approving delete in the components. And this is basically a clarity modal element. There is write the template code in the parent component, and this HTML code is, you can see there is a question what we set formerly is what part of the component what we want to delete, and there is a two button, there is a cancel and an approve methods what is calling later, and there is a cohort component code where we write the template, and there is on delete upload and on hide method what is in the general confirm dialog TypeScript file, and there is a delete cohort and hide dialog method what is on the cohort component, and there is the TypeScript files where you can see there is an approve and a hide method where is basically they have an event listener method, the .emit, and after what we call these methods, in the other side is called the hide dialog and delete cohort methods. What is basically the first one is change the visibility of the modal dialog is to false, and the delete cohort is delete the chosen cohort. And then that's all. And thank you for your attention.